My name is Helen. We sat at the kitchen table. He looked at me with cold eyes. He said, I feel nothing for you anymore. The room was very quiet. I could hear the clock on the wall. Tick, tock, tick, tock. It was the only sound in the world. My hands were on the table. They were shaking. I looked at my hands because I could not look at him. I could not look at David. David was my husband. We were together for 10 years. 10 years is a long time. It is a decade. It is thousands of days. Thousands of breakfasts. Thousands of good nights. And now, in 1 second, it was over. Did you hear me? He asked. His voice was not loud. It was not angry. It was just flat, empty, like a box with nothing inside. I heard you, I whispered. My voice sounded small. It sounded like a child's voice. You feel nothing. I am sorry, Helen, he said. He stood up. He did not touch me. He did not hug me. He walked to the bedroom. I heard the sound of a zipper. He was packing a bag. I sat there. I looked at the coffee mug in front of me. It was blue. It said good morning on it. David gave me that mug 3 years ago. I remembered that day. It was my birthday. He made me pancakes. He kissed my cheek. He said, I love you, Helen. You are my life. Where did that man go? Where did that love go? Did it fly away like a bird? Did it die like a flower without water? I did not understand. I felt frozen. I felt like I was in a bad dream. I wanted to wake up. I wanted David to shake my shoulder and say, Wake up, Helen. It is just a dream. But he did not come back to the kitchen. He walked to the front door. He had a small bag in his hand. He looked at me one last time. There were no tears in his eyes. He looked tired. He looked like a stranger. I will stay at a hotel, he said. We can talk about the house later. David, I said. I stood up. My legs felt weak. Please don't go. We can fix this. He shook his head. No, Helen, we cannot fix a dead thing. It is over. Then he opened the door. He stepped out. He closed the door. Click. That sound. That small click. It was the loudest sound I ever heard. It was the sound of my heart breaking. It was the sound of my life shattering into 1,000,000 pieces. I ran to the window. I watched him get into his car. He drove away. He did not look back at the house. He just drove away. The street was empty. The sun was shining. The birds were singing. It was a beautiful day, but my world was dark. I sank to the floor. I sat on the cold tiles of the kitchen, and finally the tears came. They came like a storm. I cried until my throat hurt. I cried until I could not breathe. I was alone. For the first time in 10 years, I was truly alone. Let me tell you how it started. Because before the end, there was a beginning. And the beginning was beautiful. I met David when I was 22 years old. I was young. I was full of dreams. I worked in a library. I loved books. I loved quiet places. One day, a man came in. He had messy brown hair. He had kind blue eyes. He was looking for a book about history. He smiled at me. "Can you help me?" he asked. That was the first sentence he ever said to me. "Can you help me?" And I did. I helped him find the book. We started talking. We talked about books. We talked about movies. We talked about life. He came back the next day, and the next. He did not come for books. He came for me. Our first date was simple. We walked in the park. We ate ice cream. It was vanilla ice cream. I remember the taste. It tasted like happiness. We sat on a bench and watched the sunset. The sky was pink and orange. "I like being with you, Helen," he said. He took my hand. His hand was warm. I felt a spark. It was like magic. "I like being with you too, David," I said. We fell in love fast. It was easy. Loving David was the easiest thing I ever did. He was funny. He made me laugh when I was sad. He was smart. He taught me things about the world. He was kind. He always helped people. We got married 2 years later. It was a small wedding, just our family and friends. I wore a white dress. It was simple but beautiful. David wore a blue suit. He looked so handsome. When I walked down the aisle, he cried. He wiped a tear from his eye. "You are the most beautiful woman in the world," he whispered to me. I believed him. I believed we would be together forever. I believed in happily ever after. We bought a small house. It had a yellow door. It had a garden in the back. We planted roses. We planted tomatoes. We were building a life. The first few years were good. We were a team. We cooked dinner together. We washed dishes together. On Fridays, we watched movies on the sofa. We ate popcorn. We held hands. I remember one winter. It snowed a lot. The power went out. The house was dark and cold. But we were not scared. We lit candles. We sat under blankets. We talked all night. We talked about our future. "I want to travel with you," David said. "I want to see the ocean. I want to see mountains." "We will," I said. "We have plenty of time." We did travel. We went to the beach. We swam in the blue water. We took pictures. In every picture, we were smiling. His arm was around me. My head was on his shoulder. We looked perfect. But time changes things. Time is like a river. It changes the shape of the rocks. It changes the path of the water. Slowly, very slowly, things started to change between us. I cannot tell you the exact day it happened. It was not one big event. It was 1,000 small things. David got a new job. He was a manager now. He worked hard. He worked late. He came home tired. "How was your day?" I would ask. "Fine," he would say. Just one word, fine. He stopped cooking with me. He sat on the sofa and looked at his phone. He stopped holding my hand when we watched movies. He sat on the other side of the sofa. There was a space between us. A small space, but it felt big. I tried to bridge the gap. I cooked his favorite meals. I bought a new dress. I planned surprise dates. "Let's go to the park," I said one Saturday. "Like we used to." "I am tired, Helen," he said. He did not look up from his phone. Maybe next week. But next week never came. The silence in the house grew. It became heavy. We ate dinner in silence. The only sound was the fork hitting the plate. Clink, clink, clink. I started to feel lonely. Even when he was in the room, I felt lonely. I missed my friend. I missed the man who made me laugh. I missed the man who looked at me with love. Now he looked through me, like I was a ghost, like I was a piece of furniture. Is something wrong? I asked him many times. Are you angry with me? No, he would say. I am just tired. Work is stressful. I believed him. I wanted to believe him. I told myself, it is just a phase. It will pass. He is stressed. I must be patient. I must be a good wife. So I waited. I waited for the warmth to return. I waited for the smile to come back. I waited for 2 years. But the warmth did not return. The distance became a wall. A high, cold wall between us. I remember our last anniversary. Our 10th anniversary. I made a special dinner. I lit candles. I put on my favorite music. I waited for him to come home. He came home late. He walked into the kitchen. He saw the candles. He saw the food. He did not smile, he sighed. It was a heavy, sad sigh. Happy anniversary, I said. I tried to sound happy. Oh, he said, is that today? I forgot. He forgot. 10 years, and he forgot. My heart sank, but I did not get angry. I was too sad to be angry. It's okay, I said. Sit down. Let's eat. We ate. The food was cold. The conversation was cold. David, I said softly, do you still love me? He stopped eating. He put his fork down. He looked at the candle flame. He did not look at me. I don't know, Helen, he said. I don't know what I feel. That night we slept in the same bed, but we were miles apart. He turned his back to me. I cried silently into my pillow. I knew then, deep down, I knew the end was coming. And then, a week later, we were at the kitchen table. And he said those words, I feel nothing for you anymore. Now let's go back to the kitchen floor. The day he left, I stayed on the floor for a long time. The sun went down. The room became dark. My legs were numb. My eyes were swollen. I finally stood up. The house felt huge. It felt empty. I walked to the bedroom. His side of the closet was empty. His shoes were gone from the hallway. His toothbrush was gone from the bathroom. It was like he was erased. For the next few weeks, I was a zombie. I did not live. I just existed. I woke up. I drank coffee. I went to work. I came home. I stared at the wall. I slept. I did not tell anyone at first. I was ashamed. I felt like a failure. Why couldn't I keep him? Why wasn't I enough? Was I not pretty enough? Was I not smart enough? Was I boring? These questions spun in my head like a tornado. They destroyed my confidence. They destroyed my peace. I stopped eating properly. I lost weight. My clothes became big on me. I looked in the mirror. and I saw a sad, gray woman. I did not recognize myself. The worst part was the mornings. For 10 years, I woke up next to him. I heard his breathing. I felt his warmth. Now, I woke up to a cold, empty space. Every morning, for a split second, I forgot he was gone. I would reach out my hand to touch him, and I would touch only the cold sheet. Then the memory would crash down on me. He is gone. He does not love me. And the pain would start all over again. One day, my friend Sarah came to visit. She knocked on the door. I did not answer. She knocked again. Louder. Helen, open the door. I know you are in there. I opened the door. I was wearing my pajamas. My hair was messy. Sarah looked at me. Her face softened. "Oh, Helen," she said. She came in. She hugged me. And I broke down again. I told her everything. I told her about the silence, about the I feel nothing, about the empty closet. Sarah listened. She held my hand. She made me tea. "You are not a failure, Helen," she said firmly. "Sometimes love dies. It is sad. It is terrible. But it happens. It is not your fault. But I still love him," I sobbed. "How do I stop loving him?" "It takes time," Sarah said. "It is like a wound. It needs time to heal. You have to be patient with yourself." Sarah forced me to eat. She made me soup. She opened the curtains. She let the light in. "You cannot stay in the dark forever," she said. "David is gone. But you are still here. Your life is still here." It was hard. It was the hardest thing I ever did. But slowly, I started to move. I started with small steps. Step 1, take a shower. Step 2, put on real clothes. Step 3, go for a walk. The first time I went for a walk, I felt strange. I felt like everyone was looking at me, like they could see the broken heart sign on my forehead. I walked to the park, the same park where David and I had our first date. I sat on a bench, not our bench, a different one. I watched the children playing. I watched the dogs running. I felt a little bit of peace, just a tiny bit. The world was still turning. The sun was still shining. I decided to make changes. I needed to reclaim my house. It was full of memories of him. I needed to make it mine. I painted the kitchen. I painted it a bright, sunny yellow. I bought new curtains. I bought new mugs. I threw away the blue Good Morning mug. It hurt to do it, but I did it. I smashed it into the trash can. It felt good. It felt like letting go. I started gardening again. The roses had died because I did not water them. I pulled out the dead plants. I bought new seeds. I planted sunflowers. I planted daisies. I got dirt under my fingernails. I felt the sun on my back. Watching the new flowers grow gave me hope. They started as tiny seeds in the dark earth, but they pushed up. They reached for the light. They wanted to live. I wanted to live too. I started reading again. I went back to the library. I got lost in stories. Stories about brave women. Stories about adventure. Months passed. The sharp pain turned into a dull ache. It was always there, but it was not killing me anymore. I could breathe. I could smile. One day, I ran into David. It was at the supermarket. I was buying apples. I turned around, and there he was. My heart stopped. He looked the same. He was wearing a shirt I bought him. He looked tired. He saw me. He stopped. "Helen," he said. "Hello, David," I said. My voice was steady. I was surprised. My voice did not shake. "How are you?" he asked. He looked awkward. He looked uncomfortable. "I am okay," I said, and I meant it. I was okay. "How are you?" "I am fine," he said. But he did not look fine. He looked lonely. We stood there for a moment. Two strangers who used to share a life. Two strangers who used to share a bed. "I heard you painted the kitchen," he said. "Yes," I said. "It is yellow now. It is bright." "That's good," he said. He looked at his feet. "I miss the house sometimes." I looked at him. I looked at the man who broke my heart. I searched for the love I used to feel. I searched for the anger. I searched for the pain. But surprisingly, I felt calm. The intense fire of love was gone. The intense fire of pain was gone. There was just a quiet sadness, a memory of something that used to be beautiful. "You chose to leave, David," I said gently. "You cannot miss what you threw away." He looked up at me. His eyes were sad. "I know," he said. "I am sorry, Helen, for everything." "I know," I said. "I forgive you." I did not know I was going to say that. But as soon as I said it, I felt a weight lift off my shoulders. I forgave him, not for him, but for me. I did not want to carry the heavy bag of anger anymore. I wanted to be free. "Goodbye, David," I said. "Goodbye, Helen," he whispered. I turned my cart and walked away. I did not look back. I walked toward the checkout. I bought my apples. I walked out into the sunshine. I took a deep breath. The air smelled sweet. It smelled like freedom. I drove home to my yellow kitchen. I made a cup of tea in a new pink mug. I sat at the table, the same table where he ended it. But now, it was just a table. It was not a place of tragedy anymore. It was just a place to drink tea. I realized something important that day. I thought my life was over when David left. I thought I was nothing without him. I defined myself as David's wife. But I was wrong. I was Helen. I was a reader. I was a gardener. I was a good friend. I was a strong woman. I survived the heartbreak. I walked through the fire, and I did not burn. I came out stronger. I still have days when I feel sad. I still miss having someone to hold. But I know now that I can stand on my own 2 feet. I do not need someone else to complete me. I am complete on my own. The house is quiet, yes, but it is a peaceful quiet. It is a quiet filled with my own thoughts, my own music, my own dreams. I started a book club at the library. Every Thursday, people come to my house. We drink tea, eat cookies, and talk about books. My house is full of laughter again. It is full of life. I met a new man last week. His name is Paul. He is kind. He likes dogs. We just had coffee. I do not know if it will turn into love. I am taking it slow. I am protecting my heart. But I am not closed off. I am open to the possibility. But even if Paul is just a friend, that is okay. I am happy with myself. So this is my story. It is a story about an end, but also about a beginning. If you are listening to this, and you are heartbroken, I want to tell you something. I know it hurts. I know it feels like the world is ending. I know you feel like you cannot breathe. It is okay to cry. It is okay to fall down. But please, do not stay on the floor. You are stronger than you think. This pain will not last forever. It will change. It will fade. You are valuable. You are important. You deserve to be loved. But mostly, you deserve to love yourself. When someone says, "I feel nothing for you," it reflects on them, not on you. It is their loss, not yours. You still have so much love to give. Keep that love. Give it to yourself. Give it to your friends. Give it to the world. One day, you will wake up and the sun will shine again. You will drink your coffee. You will hear a bird sing. And you will smile. And you will know that you are okay. My name is Helen. I am 40 years old now. I live alone in a house with a yellow kitchen. I have a garden full of sunflowers, and I am happy. You can be happy too. Believe me, just keep walking. Step by step, the light is waiting for you. Thank you for listening to my story. Never give up on yourself. You are the hero of your own life.